We are back again for another hot Holly topic with her mother. Talks with Holly's mom. Oh, I'm telling you, it's became the rave of the town on my social media. Everyone loves to hear from my mom now. So we're going to be chiming in and talking about different topics that we can look amongst each other that's going on in this time versus what happened back in my mother's time. And today we're discussing dating. Me and my mom, we always talk about different things. Today's topic, personally, we wanted to discuss the times and how dating is different from how dating is now, via meeting people in person versus meeting people online. And I have told her I have met some of the best people online. I can rarely say I've met a guy that I've actually dated in person because of how social media has grown and become. You're able to meet so many people all around. You get a bigger array of options. So, Mom, you want to say anything? You want to chime in about this? Or
Yeah,
okay.
I'd like to chime in. I said this would be a 5-minute rush talk.
Okay.
Because I got only 5 minutes to talk about dating and how I asked you the question when you say you're dating on social media. The purpose for you dating on social media opposed to you dating realistically a person that you meet at the club or someone you saw at the library, grocery store, whatever.
Right.
When you say he likes you and that you all are communicating to become, is it partners or in a relationship?
I believe it's up to the individuals. Like I always say, it's different types of dating. Like you have dating, like I say, dating for pleasure, and like you guys may just hang out with each other.
It's for fun.
I would say seriously dating is more when it's time invested, months are invested. You may be doing grown up things with that person. So I would say that's like a seriously dating relationship there.
Okay, so how do you get to that point? I know how I got to that point. When you made me a social media page, I was able to pick somebody that I thought was interesting or he looked interesting. And so from there, I literally told you, I want to meet that person. I didn't know if he was real or not.
Right.
Okay, so with that being said, I ended up introducing myself. He kept calling, hit me up on that the button or whatever that was. So we started talking over the phone. We put away the web page. And that's when I got kind of frustrated because I met you on the web page. Why are you going to take me off of your page now? So I thought that was kind of shady. Like, are you still on there, that particular website? He said, no, I took you off because I wanted to get to know you. So my question to you, if a guy is talking to you on social media, and he started talking to you over the phone, do you think that it was a trickery or some kind of little thing?
I would like to talk about that because I realized, like, guys that I normally talk to, these aren't guys that I just like met yesterday. Usually when I get interested into somebody, I've either already studied them and somehow they have already said something to me. But I feel like things change once you go from that social media.
Exactly.
Once you give them your number, things will automatically change. Like the way they probably treated you, how they came across. I see a change, and I've always seen it. So I always hate when it's kind of crazy to say this. Like if I like somebody, I hate that he liked me back, because if he likes me back, he's gonna go to that next step of getting to know you, meaning I'm gonna ask for your number.
So you don't
listen. Once I give that number, that's when the open dialogue opens. Now it's no longer you know me off the internet, but it's now who you're meeting me and knowing who I am.
Exactly. I think that's the purpose for that. So my point I want to state is that you see how you felt one way on social media. It's almost like you're very comfortable with the dating service on the social media opposed to the realistic. I'm a realistic person, so I'm not comfortable with talking to, I could be talking to his son.
But the thing that's different in this case is we have ways of seeing each other, meaning we have, like, if you have iPhone, you can FaceTime. Back in your time when you were just like dating online, you could have did Skype.
We did.
So I'm saying, so it's not like you don't see this person. I would say it's just different. It's a different feeling once you start to get to know the person. It's almost like the chase And it's like you get
Oh.
caught. Once you get caught, I feel like people get too comfortable. I feel like they do get
No,
comfortable.
I don't. I think what you're saying on your end of a stick is that you're not as comfortable after the relationship start to grow. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's a person that's avoiding being in a relationship. So I'm just gonna sum it up with this: the man that caught me, I wanted to be caught by just that one, even
Mm-hmm.
though it was a lot of good looking hunks and chunks on there.
Mm-hmm.
But that one particular one, he was the one stretching out his hand saying what called me. He wasn't afraid to stop the conversation on the website and say, hey, I want to get to know who you are for real. And I was real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying I don't like the facade thing. Like you said, I think when a man talk to you in a DM, they say all of those perfect words. They
Right,
say a
to
lot of
get you.
right. And so I really don't want that game.
But then you gotta get it because that's the only way. That's the only option to get to the next level in the dating. Meaning, like for instance, with me, everyone online always say, "Oh, Holly, you a player, or you got like 20 boyfriends, or whatever they say,
What?
whatever they say." But I look at it like this: like last year, you remember I was dating a guy.
Uh-huh.
I was actually dating someone. Nobody actually knew about that. Like just
Well, that was
between me and him, we knew.
okay.
But I will say he even did the same thing. He inboxed me. I didn't know who he was. He found me. I didn't find him. He inboxed me and
That's
said,
the
"I want to
scary
get to
part.
know you. I want to take you out." And I'm thinking to myself, who are you? Because usually the guys that I will really go for are the guys that I have known for years. Meaning, I had to have known you probably on social media for about 5 years, or
So I'm gonna say, as
whatever the
long
case
as
is.
you've been on social media, there are new people popping up every day
And
from different.
that's a problem.
No, it isn't.
It is a problem for me.
It
I
gives.
always laugh and say because it's like you'll like somebody and then somebody, it's like the social media guys are seeing somebody finer or more handsome, and it's like, oh, this is like
That's how
it's
I
a
know.
tease.
No, it's a facade.
It's not. You keep saying it's a
I'm gonna call it a
facade.
facade because to me, if it's 70 guys on there, I don't want 70 guys. I just want the one. And so that's the thing. That's the
That's
reason.
you.
Let me finish because we got to wrap this up. What I'm speaking of courtship. Okay, let's get to the point. If a guy start talking to you on a regular basis, how long do you think you should talk to him over the phone before you set a date?
Okay, depending on the situation. Like recently, I have. I want to say, and I'm just being realistic because I'm a single woman, and I do talk to people. It's two people that I actually talk to. Two of them live out of state. And then I promised myself that I did not want to talk to anybody else from my city after last year's situation. I kind of just wanted to venture off into maybe meeting
Mm-hmm.
somebody out of another town or another city. So, but it is one guy in this city that I am interested in. And I feel like if we live in the same city, there shouldn't be no reason why we shouldn't have, meet up or
A
going
meet
on
and
a date.
greet. You should have a meet and greet. And then when you go on the date, when you first meet up, say I asked a reason. I asked a question. How
Mm-hmm.
long should it be? Because a lot of guys feel
As soon
like
as possible because somebody else is right now. I told somebody, I said, look, what you're not looking for in a woman at this time, I can't sit there and not
and
be that
babysit
person.
you.
It's either we cool, like we can be friends, but if somebody come along and they sweep me off my feet, that's where I'm rolling. I can like you, we can like each other.
Well, a single woman is supposed to have options.
But no, the issue is with me and my own situation is that we may talk every day. Say we talk every day. We talk to the point where I may fall asleep on the phone with you. But if you're not looking into being into anything more, I would say right now, especially for me, because in my 20s I can play all day if I wanted to. I can like you and not like you the next day. But now as I've gotten older, I wanted to have the stability
You
of
want a
having a
companion.
partner
You want a
and moving
companionship
on in
now.
my life.
You would like a companionship now? Would you like?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I said my question was
Mhm.
earlier. Okay, so if that's what you truly know you want,
Mhm.
it's time to start. Like I said, hey, get your cookbooks out, get your domestic skills up. Meaning, let me try something new. Let me see, cause you're gonna have to share this world now. It's about sharing. Prior to that, like you said, when I was in my 20s, hey, it's hey, how you
It was
doing?
selfish.
No, never selfish.
Not for you. For me, like we were discussing earlier, where you mentioned something about, like you said, you went on a date with somebody and y'all can do like Dutch, and I told you, I said,
and we did. That was recent.
But for me, as long I am 31 years old, as long as I have been a young woman on this green earth, I've never had to pay for a date, and I've never had a man to ever expect me to pay for a date. So when you said that, that kind of made me laugh, because I'm like, wow,
okay,
I've never had to do that.
Okay, so let me tell you why I did that. I went on a date with somebody that was looking me up and down from head to toe. His nose was wide open. When we sat down at the dinner table, his mind wasn't on eating. His mind was on double eating.
Well, so is my case.
Let me say this. So he's sitting there telling me, I like you, blue, 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 blah, blah, boo. When we going to hang out, I want to get you come stay the night. No, we don't get to stay no nights over no chicken dinner.
I mean, you don't get to stay over no nights over a paid chicken dinner.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is...
that's what they expected out of you guys.
No. Let me say this. He was telling me how he want to get more closer to me. Right. As a grown woman, we're not kids anymore. We know, each one of us knew what we was coming to the table for. So when you know what you coming to that dining room table for, I
don't think as a date this should be your expectation.
I'm not saying, listen now.
No, I'm saying what you're saying. I'm saying,
okay, we had talked for 6 months. Let me just
if that's the case, then you owe them kind of the right to think like that.
So we had, that's what those long conversations were. Let me just put it out there.
Right.
When you having a long conversation and you enjoying this fella and you falling asleep in his arms, that's what I call it. It's just you're not in his arms. Y'all fell asleep and woke back up. Hey, you woke? Yeah, I fell asleep. Well, let me let you go. I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's that lovebird stuff coming in. So now it's 6 months down the road. Now we have talked about how we feel, how we want to make each other feel, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we out on our first date. And when I say first date, meaning he came and asked me out to dinner.
This after the 6 months y'all been talking.
Right.
Well, then everything is a go.
Oh, no.
It is.
No, because now I get a chance to see how you're talking to me face to face, because what you were saying over the phone did not really match. It's like your character changed. Your personality.
No, I'm not saying in your personal. I'm saying in general. If you had to look at that as a national, in general, as a national thing, not speaking on your end of. I'm saying if you put that out in the airways of somebody met each other, they meet each other, 6 months, they have came all the way to this end to where they finally meet each other after the first month. I mean, after the 6 months, then it's like it's a go.
It was like
it's almost together. Y'all go together.
So now
that's when I remember I was telling you earlier when you was like, yeah, 6 months. I said 6 months. That's a relationship. When you said only talk to somebody for 6 months, I said I don't got that kind of time to waste. If you like somebody after a month.
Okay, now
I know I like somebody after the first time I talked to them. I have that kind of, like, if I know I don't like this guy, then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll probably never talk to him again. But when you talk to a person, if you're going to even want to be even more interested in that person.
Now he get to see you in person. Now it's bringing out the credit card and debit cards. Okay, this guy took me out, and he was like, when we leave here, we can hang out a little further. I said, no. After sitting in his presence, the over the phone conversation was better than sitting in his presence. I saw his demeanor. I saw how he talked to the waitress. I saw how he had a Roman eye. Hold up. I couldn't see that when we were talking over the phone. Now we're face to face. I can see his demeanor and his personality. Stuff was coming out that you could see. All I'm going to say to you is that when you sit down with him, that's when you feel him. That's when you get the real... whether I really have these butterflies for you, or he's Roman. He on a date. He knew he wasn't getting nothing.
Or just say at the end of the day, he's just probably not interested, or you're not interested.
We were.
That's the whole point of a date.
He still was interested, but his character was being seen.
So that meant that you're no longer interested. If you see his character, you're not going to want to be with him. So I'm saying your mindset changes once you get into that person's view. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so that's what you were saying. To me, it's like you good unseen. I'm good seen. I want to be seen.
I didn't say I'm good unseen. I said my reasons for why I can't date the people I want is because most of the time they live out of town.
That don't mean
nothing. No, listen. You can't just hop on a plane today and say, "Oh, I want to go have lunch with him." Are you being realistic or are you being funny?
I'm being realistic.
So, if tomorrow, if a guy that you really like said, come out here tomorrow, are you going to get on the... I'm not talking... I'm realistically. Be realistic.
Okay, you talking to me. And I said, if we can...
I'm talking... If a man tell me tomorrow to come, I can't go tomorrow because I go to work tomorrow. So, I'm saying that's my livelihood. Okay, so it's different. I'm saying can't nobody else do that.
On the weekend, you get days off. See, don't play. See, that's the reason you're single. And I was taken. When I say you just said what you said.
No, you have to make sure their life is able to match up with that.
If he say fly out, like one did say, I want to see you. You knew how to set up an arrangement to go. That's called arrangement. That means you can let your job know on next Thursday and Friday.
If he want to see me, he flying me out. I ain't arranging nothing.
Okay, so you still you got some growing to do.
That ain't no, because see, you're like the pick-me women they call on the internet, meaning you make it easy for them. Oh, well, you still need some growing. That is a pick-me.
Now,
that is a pick-me.
It's not no pick-me.
It is because you're making it easy. If a guy wants to see me, if he wants to see you, if a man wants to see you, especially after 6 months,
let me tell you something.
Especially after 6 months, he either come into your city or he's going to fly you out.
I'm going to let you talk because what I have to identify with for real, is that you talking to somebody, your senior, got 20 plus years older than you. So I cannot sit here and say, no, I'm going to let you speak from your perspective and your point of view.
Because people in my era is going to be tuning into more of this.
But the truth is, I'm still saying what you're saying. When I did go out, I don't have no expectations to date you after I saw how you were. When it was time to pay for that dinner.
Then you have wasted all that time.
I didn't know he was like this. It doesn't matter. Long distance. Hear me out.
I know that. I know what you're saying. But then, like you said, that's a lot of time to waste. I'm not finna spend 6 months knowing nobody.
But after 3 months,
after 3 months, if it's somebody that lives in another city, that's when we meet.
If he say come on out and he got the house, he got the setup, he got this and he got that, I'm gonna tell you, you're not a wife.
I'm not going to his house.
Oh, okay.
If I go somewhere, I've had this stuff I've had stuff like that been asked to me.
See, right.
If I fly up, if you want to spend time with me, you're gonna fly me out to your city, and I'm gonna put me up in a hotel. That's how I look at it. I would never fly out to somebody that I'm not even for sure.
I didn't trust that. Let me tell you why I didn't trust that. Because they got too many cameras and stuff set up. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I went out there, I knew what I was going out there to see. I knew I was going to enjoy that particular city. And I was also woman enough to handle my own, just because if I don't like what I see once I get there, I still have my own range. Hold on. So I took care of my own, because that means I know you ain't got no cameras set up in here.
Oh, God, no.
Let me say that.
No.
Let me say that because men are so trickery now. They can like you from Facebook. Just think you like by 5,000 viewers. I'm just saying that. I don't know who's setting me up saying, let's see who can get her.
If you were my mother, you would know for a fact that I'm not leaving my city to go to somebody's house.
I didn't say go to somebody's house. I said have your own.
I always do. Well, when I got flown out, you've been flown out with me before.
Exactly.
Did we get the money? Yes, we got the money. Did we set up our own hotel? Yes, I set up the own hotel. So, I mean, that's how I think about it. If a guy out of town wants to connect with me, and after so many months we have been talking and he's acting as if he's my man, that's because after 6 months, you're my man. There's no way I'm wasting 6 months of my time. We go together.
You waste 6 years talking to people that's still connecting to you every day on the social media.
No.
No, I'm saying listen to what I'm
saying. I'm not dating them. I don't talk to them like that. I talk to them on the internet.
So I said earlier, when we're going to cap this. This is like a long meeting. We're going to put a cap on it so we can come back and revisit this one day. I was saying to you, do you think the way we were dating, we went Dutch? Because back then, Dutch meant, I don't owe
people
you
can
nothing.
pay their own way if they want to, but I was just saying the types of dating. When you mention it, if I go on a date with somebody that's just like, oh, we going to the movies, I've never have had a date where if a guy's taking me on a date, I've never had to pay for anything. Okay. Whether it was a movie date, whether it was a flown out date.
So now we got less men and more women. So I say to you, you still hold your standards. And let's say this. Hold those standards. We got less men and more women. So now these men that like you, they can come on there and talk to you. They can kick it with you. But what I'm trying to say to you, they'll spend a lot of quality time talking, because the ones they're going to get with, they can get with them. They don't have to pay into it. And that's where these young men have fallen off. They don't have to pay into it for you. So I said, I'm doing it for me. And that's what I was telling you. I said, it's women like us. We do want to get back out there in the dating scene again. So at least, in my age group, we're going to meet it halfway. That means my expectations when I was 20 were just like yours, if not stronger and greater.
Jesus.
I said, but now when I'm in my 50s, 60s, that's a whole different line of communication.
Well, I would say whatever floats your boat in dating, do you.
Okay.
And that's for anybody. Whatever works for them, works for them.
Well, we're going to ask them to, chime in. Leave us a message on how do you feel about long distance dating? What's the timeline that you think? How long should you talk to a person
before you
on
meet
social
them.
media before you decide to say, hey, let's meet up? And I feel like when it's something new like that, you may not be comfortable and he may not be comfortable. It can be something as small as his toenails. Okay, he took off his shorts and he had these real bony legs. And I almost fainted.
Let's go.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. That'll make you say, I don't want this. It's the little things that you want. So you cannot compromise what you really want for something that you think, oh, we've been talking for 6 months. Well, how are you going to get out of it? So we're going to end the topic with saying, chime in, let us know, what do you think is a given time using social media dating? What's a good given time that you should meet that person in person and begin to have a realistic dating courtship? Chime in if you have ever, dated long distance. Chime in if you think
if that's something you want to do.
30 days, 40 days, 60 days. Give us a time frame, because we need to learn how to accept the person and start, getting real with this thing. And then, are you willing to shut down your social media?
Yep.
Okay.
Time to go, everybody.
I figured that.
Follow me at Holly and Her Ego. You guys make sure you leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe also to Momma Holly's channel.
And that channel is Felicia Gladney, and you can pick it up at any moment. And I'm out there and I'm wondering, let's get these conversations going. Let's get it really popping, because the next conversation is going to be even greater. It's some things that women need to be clarified on, and I'm sure men have some things that they want to be clarified on when it comes down to, do I spend my money right off the top? Am I expecting something?
Yep,
right
time
off
to go,
top?
people.
All right. Okay.
All right. Have a good day. Tune in next time.
Bye-bye.